9 things I'm going to be checking when I take my RV to Florida. Stay with me. Hey there, how are you? Dr. Dave, the RV dummy, back with you. How are you? How's it going? I've got 9 things I'm going to share with you. So Yoko and I are going, I'm excited. You can tell we're going to be taking our RV, Sarani, to Florida in April. And we're going to do a little trip, and I'm going to share with you 9 things I'm going to make sure are right before and during the trip. Now, before I get into this, real quickly, just a few things. Number one, and this is first and foremost, this is the most important. I want to thank you so much for being part of my channel, the RV Dummy. I could not be doing this without you, and I really, really appreciate with you. The community is becoming really, really nice. A lot of good interaction. When I first started the channel, I promised I would try to respond to every single comment and question, etc. But it's getting sometimes a little bit difficult. I try my best to respond to almost everything, but sometimes, you know, I get busy and a lot of comments or questions come in, and I try to read everything, but sometimes I just can't respond. So please, I want to ask you, please forgive me if you take your time to write something in, whether it's email or whether it's directly a comment on the video. Forgive me if I don't get to answer every single thing. I still try, I will do my best, but sometimes a period of time slips by that I just can't get into it all the time, and the comments pile up and pile up. But trust me, I want to share this with you, that I really do appreciate you, your comments, and I'm here to help you in not only your RV life, but your entire life. And I think I can do that for you. And some of you are just saying that you like the channel because I'm like a real person and I'm really interested in helping. And that's all true. And so if you feel that way, you've detected the real me. And yeah, I'm with you on this. I really am. And that's why I'm doing this, because I don't have to be doing this, but I get an incredible amount of pleasure from helping, teaching, and interacting. And the RV Dummy does not have all of the answers. You know that. I know that. But if you ask me a question and I don't have the answer, I'll try my best to find the answer for you. And I'll always give you an honest answer. If I don't know something, I will be, I'll tell you that I just don't know it, and I'll try my best to figure it out. So, in April, late April and into May, Yoko and I, along with Bubu, our cat, are going to be traveling to Florida. And we're going to be doing this from the Maryland area. And what we're going to be doing first is actually going through, I'm pretty sure we're going through Atlanta. So we're going to be going down I-95 to I-85 to Atlanta. Then from Atlanta, I believe we're going to visit some people over in New Orleans, which is a little bit further west, of course, and then come back along I-10 into Florida. And we're going to be visiting all parts of Florida, from the East Coast to the West Coast to Central to North and South. So if you're somewhere along the way, along the route, or can get there in some way, let me know. Shoot me a message somehow. Let me know. And we'll be doing videos along the way as well. So if there's any way we can meet up for, whether it's a handshake, a hello, a cup of coffee, a hug, whatever it might be, let's try to make this happen, because again, there's nothing better. Yoko and I would love to meet our friends, subscribers, followers. It would be really, really cool. So even if it's a quick little visit along at a truck stop or something along the interstate, maybe we can do it. Let's see if we can try. That would be awesome. Awesome. That was horrible. Awesome. Okay. Let's get into this. So I have a list here. It's approximately, it could grow or shrink as we're talking about this, but 9 things that I'm going to make sure I'm doing on my trip to Florida, which really translates to, you should be doing this anywhere, pretty much anywhere, but this is about the Florida trip. So let's go, and they're not in any order at all, whether of importance. I'm just telling you, and we'll talk about each one. So number one, I want to make sure the fridge is working. If you've been following me for a while, you know last summer we took a trip all across the country, and we were out west, and we were in Utah, Salt Lake City, and my fridge stopped working. And that's a horrible, horrible feeling, because you have food in there that's going to get ruined unless you do something. So as it turned out, I found out that it was actually the coach battery that was, the connection wasn't good, and yeah, even though we were running the fridge on propane, the coach battery wasn't good, and the connection wasn't good, so that was seriously affecting the refrigerator function. And I talked to a lot of people, and nobody really had the answer, but I finally figured it out when I called AAA to come out and take a look at my chassis battery. And I said, while you're here, can you please take a look at my coach battery? And he said, no, this is a problem. You got some bad connections here. As soon as he fixed it, the refrigerator magically started working perfectly. So that's something I'm going to make sure my fridge is working. And I'm going to add to the list here. I'm going to make sure my battery terminals on my chassis and my coach batteries are pristine, clean, and working well. That is really super important. I'm going to also make sure my propane is full, because I don't want to be along the road somewhere and realize my propane is getting lower and lower and lower, and have to search for a place where I can get propane. I find a lot of places, sometimes I go into places like, especially like a gas station, a fuel, and they'll have a big propane tank there, and I'll say to them, I want to fill up propane, and they say, no, that's not, we don't really allow you to fill up. That's for other, we have that for other things that we do. So it's not always simple when you need it to find propane. I mean, if you do your research, it's easy to find, but sometimes when you run out and you need it, or you're running really low, then of course it's tougher to find. It's Murphy's Law, of course. So I'm gonna make sure my propane is full. I'm gonna make sure my tires are inflated. It goes without saying, and I don't have to tell you this, but if you have improper inflation on your RV tires, you can run into all types of trouble, to anywhere from uneven wear on your tires, to poor gas mileage, to blowouts, and other things that could be really bad. So make sure your tires are inflated. When you're running an RV that is so heavy, it's more than a car, it's so heavy, and if you have a problem with a tire or inflation, you could be looking for serious trouble. So take the extra few minutes and make sure your tires are inflated properly. I carry a kit with me also that hooks up to the battery, that I can inflate my tires if I stop anywhere at all, whether it's the campground or I'm boondocking or anywhere. I can inflate I can check my tires, inflate them to the right pressure. If you like, I don't have this right in front of me, and I can't tell you exactly what the kit is, but any auto supply store has this, as well as Amazon. They're simple to find, but I would recommend carrying something like that as well. I'm gonna also make sure my chassis and engine and everything is checked over. A lot of times we're so in tune to checking out everything in the RV itself, sometimes we neglect what's up front. The motor, the transmission, the oil, what's running the whole show. It's pretty darn important. And the last thing I feel like doing is having a breakdown on the road somewhere. So I'm going to make sure everything's up to date, everything's checked with my service of the front end of the rig. What else am I going to do? Okay, so here's something that's super, super important. I know you're doing this, but I just want to reiterate, especially for new RVers out there. Whenever I'm leaving a site, whether it's leaving a campsite or wherever I am, we're packing things up and getting ready to hit the road, the last thing I do before I get into the driver's seat of my RV, of Sarani, of course Sarani is the name of our RV, is I do a complete walk around. I check everything, make sure everything's closed properly, make sure no cables or hoses or anything hooked up. I just look at every little thing, because occasionally you're going to catch something like the fan up top. You forgot to lower that or something like that. So there's generally going to be something you're going to catch. So always do the final walk around. And when I'm with Yoko, we each do a separate walk around. So if I miss something, she may see something that I missed. So again, super, super important. Do that walk around. Something else I'm going to do that I wasn't really good about last time, I'm going to make sure that everything on the inside is secure. You know, when you're driving around, you've got loose things that things can fall and things can happen. I'll give you 2 instances of things that we failed to check, and somebody could have gotten seriously, seriously hurt. So one time, this was last year, we're driving along, and so I don't have this in front of me, but if you've seen videos that I've done, we usually carry what's called a Himalayan singing bowl, Tibetan singing bowl, and it's a big, heavy metal bowl that you ding and you make sounds and use it for meditation. It's fairly heavy, and we had that up on a little shelf above Yoko, above the passenger seat. And at some point I'm driving along and I took a turn and the thing fell and almost hit Yoko right on the head. Had it hit her on the head, it would have been possibly a horrible, horrible injury. And this all could have been prevented if I only would have checked to make sure everything is secure. And sometimes you think things are secure. That's good enough. It's good enough, but it's not. You want to make sure everything is really, I'm going to say, super secure. There was another incident. And I'm not proud of this at all, but I keep my laptop on a shelf in the back of the van. A lot of times it's up on the shelf charging, and it wasn't secured properly. And I remember we're driving along and we took a turn and we heard this boom in the back, and the laptop, which is fairly heavy, it fell on the floor. And it's bad enough that my laptop fell on the floor, but the scary thing is our cat Bubu was resting, taking a nap, right like inches away from where my laptop fell. If my laptop had hit our little cat, it could have killed him. So now I'm really, really cognizant of making sure every little thing, even things you don't think of, are just totally, totally secure. Always err on the side of, if we take a turn, if we tumble, is this going to stay totally secure? Always err on that side. Something else I'm going to be doing on our trip, and I do this all the time, especially in the warmer weather, I'm going to be checking for bugs every time I stop for gas, or at least once a day, every time we fuel up. So what I do is, especially driving down in the warm weather, places like Florida, you're going to get bugs attracted to your rig as you're driving along the highway, and they're going to be stuck and squashed and smashed, and it gets pretty ugly. And if you don't clean these on a regular basis, they become really, really hard to clean off. So every time we stop for fuel, I take a look, and if there's smashed bugs and junk all over the rig, I take one. As I'm fueling up, I take the squeegee that almost every truck stop and almost every gas station supplies, and I make sure I wash the whole front. It takes me 1 to 5 minutes to make sure everything's cleaned up, and the grill, because if you stay on top of this, you're never going to have a really difficult cleanup later when they're all dried, and it just becomes a disaster. Plus, it looks a lot better if you're driving along with a clean front end. It just looks and feels better. What else do I have? Okay, last but not least, and again, these are not in any order, and I might think of another one or two, but when you're not using your awning, make sure you retract it. Retract meaning, put it back up. Don't leave your awning down overnight. Don't leave your awning down if you leave camp and go away from your rig at all. I had it, because you never know what kind of weather circumstance it's going to be, what kind of weather is going to come in. And high winds or rain or something like that comes in, it can really, really damage your awning. I had a problem last fall. Yoko and I were camping somewhere, and we had the awning out, and we weren't really paying attention, but the wind started kicking up like crazy. We didn't do anything, and it damaged part of the way the awning attaches to my RV. So I'm going to make sure, unless we're there using the awning, that we put it back up and don't take any chances, especially when you're sleeping or away from the campground. I think that's all I had. I'm pretty sure. Is there anything else? Anything else I want to say? So I just want to reiterate, we'll be driving from Maryland to Georgia, Louisiana, Florida, and everything in between. So if you're anywhere along the route, please let me know. The RV dummy, Yoko, and I, and Bubu would love to have you as a guest in our RV for a cup of tea, coffee, like to meet you at a truck stop, or that sounds a little creepy, meet you at a truck stop, right? But we'd like to maybe at a Starbucks or something. We'd love to just shake your hand, hug you, or whatever it might be. So let me know. Until then, Dr. Dave, also known as the RV Dummy. See you later.